everyone, my name is Kenecia, proud alumna of Beauty Industry Essentials powered by Yellowbrick in partnership with FIT and Allure. The Makeup Museum was established in 2020 here in New York City, and today we're going to go through the exhibition of the Pink Jungle. We created this red door to pay homage to Elizabeth Arden. Back in women's suffrage, she sold and handed out red lipstick to show solidarity and unity for fighting for women's rights. 1950s makeup in America. Here we're entering our marketing beauty room. It's post-World War II when women returned to be homemakers. You'll see a lot of the advertisements focusing on male gaze and what was important for women to be on point and beautiful for their husbands. One of my favorite advertisements is this Revlon's Fire and Ice. I love that the nail polish and the lip color always matched, and Revlon actually still sells this shade to this day. This was meant to be one of the most salacious advertisements in the 1950s, and several people were quoted saying that it was too sexy. All right, this is our Black beauty wall at a time where there was not any diversity at all, but you still had amazing magazines such as Ebony and Jet. You have here where the glamour look was all about the European style hair, clips, and wigs. You'll see this advertisement for the article called "I served 17 years for a murder that I did not commit." This is very reminiscent on what's happening today in 2020. Jet was very popular as it is today, and it had some of the most beautiful black women on the cover. Here you'll see Dorothy Dandridge and you'll see Sheila Guys, and these are all very beautiful women, but they all had the same aesthetic, and there was not a lot of room for diversity. I love curating this part when we got the Dixie pomade and the rat tail comb and the royal crown hairdress, because it reminded me a little bit of my childhood growing up in the South, where it was very important to have your hair look really nice. Another thing that was really challenging to discover was the skin whitening advertisements. Again, having beautiful black melanated skin was not well celebrated, and you had a lot of advertisements that were encouraging black women to bleach their skin. It even says these nice things can happen to you. And though we've come a long way, we have a long way to go. So now we've entered into color conformity. And it's really all about Max Factor and how he coined the term makeup artist. And he debuted his new pancake makeup that took place of grease makeup. Now, could you imagine wearing grease paint on your face? It's absolutely absurd, but that is how it went in 1950. You'll also find that Max Factor developed the systems for color harmony in 1918, where he actually helped women find their beauty look by basing it on the color of their hair. And so you would have rooms that said for blondes only, for brunettes only, and so forth. Another really cool factor is that his grandsons, Dean and David, actually went on to create Smashbox Cosmetics. So his legacy lives on to this day. Okay, we have entered into the innovations portion of our museum, and here you'll learn the history of eyeliner. Our first product is the coal vessel from Egypt, 3000 BC. And then you have these beautiful ungentariums. This is where you would take the metal stick, dip it into animal fat and into coal to create that beautiful wing liner. One amazing innovation is cake mascara. This was actually used with your spit and rubbing the brush in it and brushing it on your lashes. Does not sound sanitary, but your lashes turned out absolutely beautiful. We've come a long way. Now we get a look at our compact history. Compacts were thought to be a woman's personal signature. It was also thought before the 1950s to be a little naughty for a woman to touch up her makeup in public, but now it was a sign of class and individuality to show up on the scene with a beautiful compact. For example, this Bird in Hand compact by Elgin America in collaboration with Salvador Dali was one of the most unique pieces that you could ever find. So this is the Bird in Hand compact by Elgin America in collaboration with Salvador Dali. Here you see a place for a cosmetic puff. You see a small section for possibly medications. When you close the wings and hold the bird's head, you'll see that this is actually a lipstick holder. How incredible is that? This compact was made specifically for Dolly's wife, and it is a huge collector's item. All right, and so we have here Mae West Blue Compact. It's made with blue enamel in coral push pieces that was in possession of Mae West during her times as a high-end celebrity. In the 1950s, makeup could actually be very political. This is a U.S. Navy compact. On the outside, you have the USN logo shaped like a heart. When you open it up to a mirror, and then you have a place for your powder. This was actually given to wives and girlfriends of Navy officers that were serving our country. Now we're going to discover the history of lipstick. One of my favorite pieces is this assorted shade sample lipsticks from Avon. These were actually bullets, and after the war, the factories didn't know what to do with them. And so Avon said, you know what, we've got an idea, and that indeed they did. This is where the term lipstick bullet actually comes from. Now we have these lovely lipsticks from Revlon. These were Futuramas, and they were sustainable before their time. And so you could take these beautiful packages and refill your lipstick with your favorite shade. I think this is so brilliant, and I hope that this is where we're going in the future for beauty. You have the Helena Rubinstein sliding mechanism. This is actually the mechanism that was used before the roll-up lipstick bullet. So you just slide it out, and there's a little push-up valve that you just roll the lipstick up and apply it. This is so cute because it's shaped like actual lips. When it comes to packaging, newer brands pull inspiration from the 1950s because it was one of the most innovative times. Here you have the Rouge Hermes Poppy Lip Shine from the year 2020. And then you have the Coty 24-hour lipstick circa 1950. And the packaging is really similar. We can say that Hermes probably got inspiration from Coty. Now we're in the Erno Laszlo gallery because skincare is a very important part of makeup. Dr. Erno Laszlo was actually born in Hungary, but he made his mark on Hollywood by creating beauty regimens for your most beloved stars. So here we have actual prescriptions written by the Erno Laszlo Institute for Marilyn Monroe, Jacqueline Kennedy, as well as Greta Garbo. If you look closely, you'll see that Dr. Erno Laszlo was very vested into the lifestyle of these women. He would have regimens for the morning, noon, and the evening. Here you'll see this little doodle right here. Marilyn Monroe was actually known for doodling while you were speaking to her. Here we have the Marilyn Monroe collection, and these are actually pieces of Erno Laszlo's skincare created for Marilyn Monroe that were taken off of her vanity after she had passed on. One really great product here, it says for scar. This is when Marilyn Monroe had her appendix removed, and Dr. Erno Laszlo prescribed her this very product to maintain her scar, and it is absolutely fascinating. Okay, let's get into the 1950s look. In the 1950s, Barbie became iconic, right? And she was actually created by a lady named Ruth Handler, and Bud Westmore was actually the makeup artist who created the look for Barbie. Can you imagine someone telling you that they don't think that your idea will work? Thank goodness Ruth Handler did not listen. Barbie is now one of the most iconic toys on the market. I think everybody has owned a Barbie at one point in their life. It wasn't until 1959 that the first black Barbie was introduced, and since then, Barbie has been committed to diversity and inclusion. So when you think about the look in the 1950s, it's pretty standard for everyone. You had clear complexion, arched eyebrows, blue or green eyeshadow, and you also had a signature flick of eyeliner. It was absolutely one of the coined beauty looks of the century. Here we have the Time magazine, where beauty, the industry without a recession, was the cover story. In the 1950s is when beauty became a really big business and advertisers, investors started to pay close attention. Literally, makeup became the fabric of our lives. Whether you were a nurse or a socialite, whether you're living in Dallas or Los Angeles, makeup was a part of your daily regimen. I love this quote, "In little bottles, eternal hope," from Time magazine's June 16, 1958 magazine. Now, I bet a lot of you are curious about the people behind these iconic brands. Well, most of them were immigrants who came to America with a big dream in their heart. They wanted to leave a legacy, and that they did. Hazel Bishop was a New Yorker who worked as a chemist and created her own line that debuted at Lord & Taylor. What's interesting about Hazel Bishop is that she actually lost her brand due to a dispute. She didn't stop there. She actually returned to FIT to become a professor in 1978. Here we have two of the most ruthless women in business, and this is a very famous feud between Helena Rubinstein and Elizabeth Arden. Helena Rubinstein always argued that her product was higher quality than Elizabeth Arden. Well, Elizabeth Arden said that her packaging was more beautiful. You tell me who's right. Helena Rubinstein, on her deathbed, said that she wished she and Arden had not fought so much and that they actually would have partnered together. That's a lesson that I think we can all learn. These are products from Helena Rubinstein, and as you can see, it's really all about the quality of the ingredients versus the packaging. Now, the history of makeup would not be complete without its muses. Behind me is a beautiful mural paying homage to all of the icons. Here we have Frida Kahlo, Audrey Hepburn, Marilyn Monroe, and Eartha Kitt. The 1950s was a transformative time in beauty. When you get to the 1960s, you start to see an explosion of color, a lot of individuality. What do you think the future holds for beauty? I see a world of diversity and inclusion.